Previously, Bertrand's patience wore out, and he dove straight off the top of the bone staircase the group was on, going straight through a doorway at the bottom. The rest of them hesitated for a moment before following in his footsteps, albeit not nearly as gracefully or as pain-free in most cases, as several of them slammed into things on the way down. On the other side of the door, the group found themselves in the most Escher-like room to ever exist. Monks being monks, Rin walked on some walls to figure out just how gravity worked in the new room. Isaac and Nova tried using their big brains to narrow down which of the many doors in the room they should go through, and the one the group ended up choosing led them somewhere with what looked like cosmic sand under their feet. Ahead of them was some type of statue of an otherworldly entity with wings made of hands and a crown made of fingers, that Zarakir suspected was a shrine to a forgotten ancient god of chaos. The group spent some time studying their surroundings and trying to determine specifics, only for Adria to lose her patience and go walking towards what was probably a statue of an otherworldly entity and not the actual otherworldly entity itself. Probably. Several of the others wanted to do more testing and studying, but an exasperated Adria hurried them through the next portal. In the next room or location or whatever it was, there was more cosmic sand and an endless shallow ocean. Also, there were mountains made of dragons. Dragons that were mountains? Look, there were dragons, and they look like mountains. It's limbo. Shit's weird. There was some yelling, which woke up one of the dragons, which offered to give them a ride once it realized that Zarakir was one of Kareska's Drake Wardens. More odd, wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey spatial anomalies and such occurred, and the group eventually arrived at what looked like the edge of the world. There were 2 points of light far in the distance that looked like stars, or perhaps even galaxies. Or maybe eyes. Everyone jumped. Most of the group arrived at a destination within seconds, stumbling out into floating rocks in the middle of nothing. Below them, they saw what looked like either the destruction or creation of a planet, and they heard Kareska's voice speaking to them in their heads and not at the same time. Once again, that was most of the group. Bertrand and Ren kept falling, and falling, and falling. And that is where we left off.